Good afternoon, Royal Knights. I'm Olivia,
I'm Savannah.
And I'm Mrs. Baumeister.
and today is Earth Day.
The first celebrated Earth Day was on April 22nd, 1970.
Today we have some of our RMS science teachers to tell us more about Earth Day.
Welcome, Mr. Folly.
Hi, Mr. Folly.
Hey guys, how y'all doing?
Good. We love your shirt.
Yes, it's my sciencey, earthy kind of space shirt, but I'm going to switch it since we're doing earth science kind of thing today. Why don't we switch it to a nice little grassy background like that, like I'm in a safari or something.
Awesome. So do you have any, you want to tell us a little bit about your background and anything that you want to tell us about Earth Day?
Well, my background and it got me into teaching was I've been in a environmental field for probably 30 years, and I worked for the private sector where I went out and inspected lakes and did all kinds of stuff like that. And then I got in with what we call Southwest Florida Water Management District, which is SWIFMUD for short. And they kind of go over and look over the environment, the wetlands, and they permit any building that goes in. The Tampa Bay Bucks, when they did their one Buccaneer Place and had to build that, I got to see how that whole thing went in from the ground up, and we make sure the ponds were in right and all the environmental issues were done right. So I did that for quite a while, and that kind of morphed into the teaching, so I could teach these wonderful kids all about the environment.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So for Earth Day, just
Earth Day, one of the big days. And I grew up, I was probably about 7, 8, 9 years old when they first started their first one, and it was huge back then. And it's funny because I just got a National Geographic, and the title, and it's hard to see on this, but I read the title. It says "How We Saved the World," and I was all excited. I'm like, "Yeah, we did it!" And then I kind of was reading it, and for whatever reason, I just kind of flipped it over, and the other side was how we lost the planet. And they're talking about in the year 2070. So they actually have a real good issue where half of it's on saving it and half of it's on, the things we're doing wrong. But I think the good thing for me is seeing the young kids that they're really starting to take this stuff seriously, whether it's recycling or getting off of oil and that kind of stuff and trying to use solar and all that, some more reusable energy. So I see these the younger generations being the ones that are really gonna do some good things for our environment. So I'm pumped. I'm pumped for our environmental future.
All right, girls, it's all on you guys, right?
Yeah.
No, we all have to do our part.
We
I know
do.
we had a great recycling team that came around our schools on Fridays. They
They did a
wonderful.
great job. I was so excited when I came there, and because the past we didn't have a good recycling where I was. So this was really what I was like, oh, look at all these different cans. I got to make sure you don't put those in there and don't put that. So that was the biggest thing, just trying to get them sorted out. But yeah, that's great that we could get every school doing something like that. That's a huge thing.
Yes. Awesome. All right. Thank you, Mr. Folly.
Of course.
We don't have any birthdays at all today, so that's kind of weird, but it is Administrative Professionals Day. So we want to thank our staff, Mrs. Tabone, Miss Noe, Mrs. Sione, Miss Sione, Mr. Sione, Mrs. Hamelman, Miss Colvin, Mrs. Zampella, Mrs. Saris, Mrs. Morelli, and Mrs. McAuliffe. We want to definitely give them a big thank you for all that they have done for our school and all that they continue to do virtually. We want to end today with our baby picture. Girls, did you have a guess for our baby picture? Let me put it up. No.
I don't know.
We did have a few guesses, so some people are going to get PBIS points, and it is Mrs. Miranda, our Spanish teacher. So that is her. And then now for today's picture, it's not a baby picture. It's actually, I think he said it was a middle school picture. He wanted to be like you guys. So see if you can guess today's childhood picture. All right. That is our picture for today. What teacher or staff member is this?
Oh, goodness.
All right, I will post that on our Instagram page. Make your guesses. They all seem so easy to me, but I guess it's because I know who they are. I guess people are having trouble guessing. Keep your 8th grade pictures coming in. Keep buying your yearbooks. We are selling really fast. So I do believe we will be sold out but in May. So get in and get a yearbook. And then also if you have your 10 to 15 second inspirational video, you can send that to me as well. And that's all we have for today.
Thanks for watching KOR TV2 News.
Have a great day, River Ridge.
Bye.